Hello everybody and welcome to a new video on my channel. I have been seeing all over the place this person on TikTok specifically who I guess has a stallion named Sox. And I'm going to be making a reaction video today because I decided to scroll through the videos of Sox and the owner Tanya, I think is how you pronounce her name, before TikTok is banned. And there's a few things I noticed that I really want to address in today's video. So that is what we are going to be talking about today. To go ahead and give a little bit of a background on Sox, I have some notes right here so that I remember and know what I'm saying. He's about 20 years old, so he was born in 2005. Excuse me. And he is a Hanoverian Stallion crossbred. But he is, I guess, registered to the ESPN, which is the Anglo-European stud book. Forgive me if I'm saying that wrong. And I guess she advertises on Facebook that he is registered for breeding, which I will throw up some screenshots that I was able to find online where it's highlighted. He clearly is not registered for breeding. And I think it's just like, I don't know. Stallions, I will, just to give a little bit of background about myself, I was going to work in the horse racing industry as a trainer, a exercise rider, equine vet tech, all that stuff. Well, vet assistant really. But it just didn't work out because of all the animal abuse that I've found in the industry and was even taught about while I was in school. And I can tell you, just like, from that, with like going to breeding farms, and because there was like a breeding program we could have done if we wanted to be a thoroughbred breeder for registered thoroughbreds. The only way you can truly make money if you are breeding a horse is if they are registered with places like the AQHA for quarter horses or the Jockey Club for thoroughbreds, and they have to have a very strong pedigree, really good performance records. Their offspring also have to have good performance records, and just that's like your best shot. And they have to be a purebred to make any decent amount of money. I've seen studs in person for that their stud fees were just unbelievable, like $100,000 or more. It really just shocking. And if I can find which barn I went to, I will throw it up on the screen. And I just like, I just don't understand. I guess the first thing we can discuss is just why people think their crossbreds are worth breeding. I mean, sure, that's not to like talk trash on all crossbreds. The horse I rode for lessons years ago in 2005 was a crossbred, but he was a gelding and he was gorgeous. He was an Appaloosa. Some crossbreds, if they have just as good of like conformation, good muscle structure, nothing is wrong with them medically. So there are some crossbreds out there that are decent for breeding. But I can tell you right now with Sox specifically, he is not. He is very undermuscled. He has a very hot temper. And I personally think for him being 20 years old that he is too old to be bred. Because mind you, that's only in human years. And I will throw up on the screen how old 20 years is in horse years to give like the idea of how old this horse is in his years instead of our years. I personally think, to come down to the breeding aspect of Sox the Stallion, he is too old to be bred. Your horse should not act like this when you are walking on a lead. And given that he is 20 years old.
20
years old, guys. That really gives me the impression that this horse never really went through proper training. And it's really dangerous, honestly, for horses to not know how to properly walk on a lead and be handled by somebody, and for a person to not know or take the time on how to handle a horse, especially a stallion, nonetheless, because injuries can happen. Long story short about myself, when I was in college working with the off-track thoroughbreds, and they were all geldings and mares and whatever, one of the students had one of the horses when we were turning him out into a pasture, and they did not have enough control over the horse, and we all had to line up in a row with the horse's facing us with their backs faced to the pasture for safety reasons. Then when you release the horse, you have enough time to get away while they're turning around so they don't like get excited, kick you, whatever. This horse got too excited, reared up, and drugged this girl a few feet before we all started shouting, just let him go, we'll catch him later, you know. So she does, and we were hoping that he would have at least ran off in the other direction, but instead the horse ran right into the line of other horses, and it happened so fast that I couldn't get out of the way in time, and my horse ended up stepping on my foot, and I'd already had another thoroughbred on that property step on my foot a few weeks or days prior, so I now have permanent nerve damage in my foot. So it is incredibly dangerous to not have control over your horse. And in these videos, you can clearly see she does not. And I've seen people, and her included, I think, say like, oh, it's just he's a stallion. It's like I've seen properly behaved stallions that have had perfect training. This is all just a lack of training. It's just, I can't even, I just...
POV, some horses fidget to mount and some don't. And that's just how it is. Not all horses are good to get on, or get off in fact. And that's okay. When their adrenaline is up, especially at a show, they will want to get going. Here he is really excited to get going. He needs me to hurry up. He thinks I am on and moves off. He is having a laugh now.
Let's talk about the mounting block problem. Every horse should know how to stand at a mounting block. There is absolutely no reason why your horse, regardless of their age or breed, or if they're gelded or a stallion or whatever, every horse should know how to stand at a mounting block. I cannot stress this enough of how dangerous it is to not have just to have a horse who doesn't know how to stand at a mounting block. And it's just blows my mind that she thinks this is okay. And I will again throw up a video on the screen of her saying that she thinks this is perfectly acceptable.
Not all horses are good to get on, or get off in fact. And that's okay.
Right now, this is not acceptable. So many things can go wrong here. Her foot can get caught in the stirrup and she can get dragged if the horse gets spooked and take off. Oh my gosh. It's just unbelievable. Just the irresponsible. And then she's just saying things I guess that, oh gosh,
some horses fidget to mount and some don't. And that's just how it is.
There's just no excuse for this. There's really no excuse for this, you guys. It's so simple training a horse to stand in a mounting block. You just take them up to their mounting block. You try to get them to stand there. Wait for a few seconds before getting on to see if they'll stand there. And if they start walking off as you're getting on, quickly dismount, stay on the mounting block, get off, walk them in circles a few times, and then get them to stand there again. A lot of people are impatient and they don't want to have the time to train their horses properly, which is just irresponsible. And then just keep doing that. Just walk them around, get them to stand there, and don't get on entirely on your horse until they learn to stand there, and wait till you are on. And then even after you're on the horse, stand there for a few more seconds so that they know they can't walk away until you give them that privilege, basically, or command, or whatever you want, whatever word you want to use, I guess. It's a disaster and an accident waiting to happen. And then the last thing I want to talk about, which this is something I have seen in person at one of the barns I worked at in Kentucky, which I have other videos about on my channel, if you want to check those out. Why is your horse wearing tack in the trailer? Why? Why? This is another thing that's dangerous on so many levels. Things like nails or things could be sticking out inside the trailer that your tack could get caught on and pinch the horse's skin and cause an injury to their skin. The reins can get caught up in something and it can cause a lot of pulling on their mouth, which can cause a lot of oral damage if the bit were to pinch their tongue or damage their teeth. I've seen horses break their teeth because their owners don't want to untack them in the trailer for a show because they're too lazy to tack the horse when they get there. and then they end up breaking their teeth or having other damage to their mouth because the reins get caught on something in the trailer and the horse is, you know, pulling back and everything, trying to get free. It's just unbelievable. And to get back to what I was saying, that I've seen things like this in person, at the barn I was at, which I said earlier, back in Kentucky when I lived there, this owner, who I guess recently is not the owner anymore, the barn is now owned by somebody else. And mind you, this was a boarder's horse who was boarding their horse at this property. So the boarder was okay with the owner doing this. She took her green little old farm truck, and because the horse didn't want to load into the trailer for the show they were going to at the Kentucky Horse Park, she thought it was a great idea to use her truck to forcefully push the horse into the trailer. So many things could go wrong with that. The horse could kick the truck and damage his leg or hoof and the truck, or just the horse could trip over himself as he's getting pushed into the trailer and scrape up and cut his legs up, or just get caught up in the reins, because also, mind you, this person also had their tack on the horse while they were putting in the trailer, because again, too lazy to tack your horse at the show. I just cannot. Oh my God. Just, there's so many stupid people around horses. It just really, I cannot. But the bottom line is, for this video, is just that Sox the Stallion has a very, honestly, just irresponsible owner. He has no proper training to walk on a lead and to stand in a mounting block. I've listed off why you shouldn't tack your horse and load them up into a trailer and not be so damn lazy at horse shows to tack them up when you get there. And he's just not suitable for breeding. And she's definitely doing irresponsible breeding outside of the license place, where whatever it is that she's licensed the horse to. And like, why crossbreds just aren't that great for breeding. But that is my spiel on Sox the Stallion. I hope you enjoyed. If you have anything else you would like me to react to or talk about, you can send that to my Instagram messages, which I will throw up on the screen. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in another video.